with this one.
Yay.
So I personally I like Border. I really like the map. So
Who doesn't like Border? If you don't like Border, what are you doing? Like, let's be real here, there. For a second here, if you
sure.
don't like Border, what are you doing? It's a classic map.
Well, I mean, Consulate, the rework, hopefully that makes it better. But Consulate, I think, needs a rework. Border, hopefully. I like to see Border more often going forward. But looking at, I mean, obviously just looking at the stats, because it's just Oregon, Bank, Clubhouse, Villa. Those are our top 4 picks
Yeah.
by far. I think, I mean, we were supposed to get a Border in the Montreal game last week before they decided that that wasn't going to happen. But
Yeah, now they're no longer a team, aren't they?
They are no longer a team. Just for the integrity of the league, we decided not to have them in.
That
And
makes
those
sense.
2 bans are very good bans from both teams. I have to say, Sledge
That
and
is
Ace,
excellent.
excellent bans.
Yeah, and honestly, what is sticking out to me with those 2 bans is honestly, because most teams, they don't really think about their bans as much. I know, like, if you're in like a ranked setting and you're just having fun hanging out, you're not usually thinking of bans. So this competitive environment is different for a lot of these teams, where they have to think about the map, think about these bans. I think that Sledge ban in particular, as much as I like the Ace ban, we see that a whole lot, but the Sledge ban, it kind of prevents them from applying as much upward pressure as possible, because I mean, you have 3 downstairs sites on this map, so it's just one of these maps where you cannot have that upstairs pressure. And I think, speaking on that for a little bit, you have to have a good roaming presence, Therm. I think if you want to defend this site well, or sorry, this map well, especially on the first floor, you have to go and you have to have a good roaming presence. Is that what we're gonna see here from, I think, Ragnar's Mozzie here? I'm excited there. This is gonna be a good one.
Yeah, I definitely think that not enough. I think playing, I mean, obviously I played this game a long time, but watching a lot of it has told me that a lot of people don't really think about their bans too much, because at the end of the day, the bans are very crucial. Like, if you really think about it, it goes for both teams, sure, but I think that these bans are definitely we're gonna see a different sort of play style this game, because you only can bring Buck for soft destruction now, like a lot of it, I'm saying, not, you know, the standard just breach charges, but and then also on defense, Cade's up, but you can only get 2 walls with Cade, or 3 if you're good. So, and there's a lot of walls and hatches on this map.
Yeah.
So, well, I'm very interested to see kind of what the I guess plan of attack here for the teams are. As always, I mean, I observe a little bit different than Vac. I always like to give an overview of the site, because I always find it interesting, being a support guy and the IGL for the previous Toronto team, on how different teams set up the site. And I think that a lot of people can learn, because I know there's a lot of people in our streams that are here to learn, because I've seen it in the server, you have as well, being a mod, that a lot of people are here, they actually come to watch, you know, console siege at its peak, I would say. I guess we can say we're at the peak, right? That's not oversight.
No, yeah, 100%.
So here we go. We're underway. Map 1, we got a full play day ahead of us. All 4 games, 2 makeup games today, if anybody's wondering. So if the schedule that you guys were looking at in the server looks a little bit different, we're making up the 2 final games left on the schedule this week that were missed from a previous play day. And then
we'll be all caught up, right?
Yeah, then we'll be all caught up, 110% all caught up. As of Thursday, we will be good to go going forward, hopefully with no changes, as the drone process starts getting in here, as we're going on board. I think we're going to start on board with DJP, because he was the man last week for Toronto, going with that ace in the last round to win them the game. He sadly did not get MVP, because Lubs on Miami decided to drop 22 kills. So he wasn't able to pick that one up, as Gears takes the first bit of damage. This is his debut for the Toronto Paradox, after he got picked up at the deadline by the Toronto side. On the other side, I don't believe Armor played for them as an ESA, but technically speaking, this is his debut as well. And I guess the same goes with Finding Louds. He's also debuting, so a lot of debut men here for the side of the Boston Oathsworn. First set of engagements coming through. Here's a Natural Light and JP taking a little bit of damage here in this one-way angled fight with the Frost of Finding Loud, and he will pick up the first onto Gears. Armor picks up the second onto Ties, and it's blistering opener here from the Boston Oathsworn as they pick up 2 in a span of 2 seconds and pull the Toronto Paradox back. However, you still have Natural Light on the buck and Thermite of JP, so you can do something. There's a down, so you get 1 right back. However, good. Yes, he can get through that little Voltool. The first EMP comes through. Jaeger's holding the cross. The Jaeger of who's on this is Ragnar on the stairs. Ragnar, he picks up 1, and that is the buck of Natural Light. Jaeger's still down and doesn't look like he's going to get picked up unless... Looks like they're going to play him as bait with 40 seconds to go. JP
That's mean.
JP, he gets killed by, who's it? Ragnar again. And then now it's left against DJ. He's going to have to ace. Technically speaking here, if Jaeger does not get picked up. First engagement comes through with, and he does get picked up. So yeah, now he does have to get an ace to win the round. 20 seconds to go. It seems like an impossible task. There's 1, so it's not the flawless, but Finding Louds picks DJ, and the first round goes to the Oathsworn.
I will say, I really liked Ragnar, those metal stairs. I mean, he put in work. You saw that first kill he got onto one of the Toronto players, and then he picked off a second one off cam. So he's just really put in work for this Boston team, and he's one of the best team reps to play for his team, in my unbiased opinion. I think, honestly, he's top 3 in that regard, and he really puts in work. I mean, he's built this team for success. And speaking on some of these E-subs and some of these new players, these debuts, Armor, he is such a dangerous player. The fact that they have him, I believe he's an E-sub for them at least, is so dangerous. He's a beast. Armor is an absolute beast for the former Tampa Bay tidal wave. He was an absolute game changer, and I'm hoping to see a little bit more of that as we go forward. And for the Toronto side of things, I think I just need to see more from some of their top players. Natural Light on that buck, he looked so promising, but he got picked off by, I believe it was Ragnar on that Mozzie. Yeah, Natural Light is one of their best players. They got to get him cooking if they want to have a chance at this one.
Yeah, 100%. I feel like when you look at the split on Toronto, I mean, obviously New Toronto is much better, but they seem to always get started very slow. Like, even last week in the interview, we spoke with DJ, and he said, you know, when we come into a game, he's like, we scrim, we know what we want to do on the map, but every team is different, and those first couple of rounds, we always try and, you know, feel each other out and as a team and see if we can do, you know, something that we're accustomed to, or we have to change our style of play. So, you know, I'm not concerned for Toronto. The first 2 rounds seem to be their kryptonite, and they don't get going until the 3rd or 4th. But again, it's border. I would say that, you know, it's pretty, I don't know, you can debate this if you want. I would say it's pretty even on the attacker and defender split. So even a 3-3, a 4-2 here, I don't think it's the end of the world for either team. But definitely, if you're Toronto, you gotta, you know, get a couple rounds here. You don't want to go down 5-1. I know that's speaking very much into the future. But the Solace of Ragnar, he's already picking up work. He already picked up 1 phone I saw on the ping there. However, Jackal is going to... Yep, I was going to say, Jackal's droning out that Aruni up top of... that. How do you... Okay.
I believe that's... Some of these names are hard, I'm not going to lie.
Last week, I think I said it right, but he didn't... I just call him RJ. Because that's what he's in the server.
Yeah.
So
I think it's Whiny or
Whiny.
Whatever. He's just gonna be RJ for now.
And JP gets taken down by Jaeger. Opener goes to the side of the Oathsworn twice. There's Jaeger, and he gets picked up by Ties. A good trade there to bring it within a reasonable mount count. Minute 30 to go. Ties. Natural Light. There we go. There's a kill to the Solus. That's a big kill for the side of the Toronto Paradox. He'll get to work on the floor now. Ties, I would love to know if he put up his air jabs yet. That would be, you know, because the flank watch here of I guess Armor would be your flank, but I don't think that's going to happen. Great. I like this play. Using the shotty. We said that they had to you got to get creative when you get rid of the sledge. And the pocket shotty here of the ITA is definitely going to do that for you. First nitro comes through, and the only nitro comes through from Armor. No hits. Jackal, is he going to get a scan? He is going to get a scan onto the Aruni of RJ, who's just outside in the main lobby, who's for Armor and Louds. They get the split, and 3-2 now in the favor of... Oh, Natural Light. He saw the Frost mat. Gears is in contact with the Frost. The Frost dies. Gears is in sight, and that is case down. Natural
2v1.
Light now in a 2v1 situation. He got to go. He gets one, but gets instantly traded out by Armor. That is 2 on the round for the side of the...
Yeah, no,
Oathsworn.
So from a Toronto standpoint, it was a much better attack that round. I feel like the drones were getting in there, and they were getting the picks when they needed to. I mean, obviously going down 2 men earlier was a little on the uneasy side, but they got that 1 refrag back, and I think that was very crucial for them to know that they can start getting it back and getting it going again. And then Natty Light killing another one of the Boston players to make it a 3v3. It's all about trades and honestly the confidence that you feel in order to go and get these picks is going to be what's so crucial for both of these teams. I mean, you saw it in both of these rounds. Whoever has the advantage is going to feel more confident, and I feel like if you're down in that advantage, you still have to be confident in your gun skill and confident in your team's ability to pull this one out there.
To locate and defuse bombs.
Yeah, that round was, I mean, when you look at it, that could have gone either way after the opener. But again, Boston got the opener, and that's obviously the difference in the round. But Border, again, looking at this site personally, this site, I love attacking this site. I don't know why. But even though it's a hard site to attack, I feel that, you know, there's so much vertical play you could do, but it's also a great defensive site, and it looks like Boston is going to extend all the way, and that's a very
10 seconds remaining.
different Aruni play, but I like it from Jaeger. We'll see if Boston does anything creative upstairs on a roam. It looks like so far just a couple of hatches, and they'll leave the Legion of Armor up there. Does he open up? Yes, he will open up the secondary hatch and get that Aruni on that. So Armor on the roam, doing his thing up top. We'll see what Toronto's got in store here. Like I said, their Kryptonite's been 2 rounds. They seem to not, the first 2 seem to always be a loss, and then they seem to get it going. So we'll see if they can get it going here in that round. As they open up, I don't think Armor meant to open up that barricade. He's going to lose that intel now, and it looks like that's the Habana of Gears who's close by, and he heard it. Natural Light, though, not on the Habana. Vac was always keen to bring this up, that he loves himself in Habana. The drone's going to come through in the first set of yellow pings. Are going to find Armor's position. However, a very cheeky angle here from Ragnar as that Legion Mine falls through the floor. Unfortunate for Armor. As Natural Light gets into his first engagement, it's going to be with the Legion here of Armor. And the distraction of the Twitch drone gets them the kill. Opener there. Ties Milky Way, picks up the second onto RJ. And here we go. The first set of work going to work on the floor. I want to see if Ragnar's able to use that angle created by Armor in any way. But it looks like he's fallen off that as he gets hit with the buck. But he gets Natural Light's foot with the MK14. Jaeger's on the other hatch. Ragnar gets picked up by Gears. Loud is and Jaeger are both off-site, but they are adjacent for in the main lobby, and the Twitch drone putting in some good utility work there, and that is all of DJ's drones. Minute 20 to go, a 4v2 in favor of the Toronto Paradox, and Case in the hand of Gears. First man down the stairs, that's Ties. It looks like he's going to hold the cross angle on the Jackal, and now there it is, and there's the cross angle for the Jackal. The Jackal picks up Louds, and the Nomad picks up the Aruni. It's 2-1. Toronto gets one back.
I think for Toronto, they're setting up these crossfires excellently. I mean, there's always one player in the sight of 2 guns for Toronto, it seems like. And Toronto really had the upstairs pressure there. I mean, you saw it. Ragnar had a little bit of a hard time trying to get them off the hatch. Eventually he does, but if it wasn't for Armor and I believe the other roamer up there who rotated off, I don't think that round would have been as close as it was. And that's, again, as I mentioned earlier, you have to have a strong roaming presence, and it just wasn't really felt there as much as in round previous. And you just allowed Toronto to kind of spread out and use their guns to their advantage, like you saw from Loud at the end of the round. He just easily gatted down the poor Aruni, who was just in the middle of the site. So unfortunate stuff there, Therm.
Well, I mean, you get your first site back now. That's a good thing for Boston, which looked really good, I will say, in the first round. But yeah, that round definitely looked more Toronto, I guess, style, we can call it, where they were able to drone themselves in. Natural Light's able to get in, I guess, with his entry. And I believe if I just look at the stats from last week, again, I love these stats. I got to give a shout out to Ragnar when he goes back and watches the stream for this. Like, looking at last week, the win over Las Vegas, the entry KD was not very good for any of the side of the Toronto members. However, their cost all 50 plus, except one guy, Natural Light. He was a 33% cost. Everybody else had over 50, and actually the biggest name was Gnak, who wasn't playing. But he's not playing today. I love these stats, if you can't tell.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, Ragnar.
Yeah, thank you so much. Like, I never thought that Hyper Series get to a point where we'd be calling out costs for individual players or entry, KDs, and etc. So, Ragnar, when you're going back, I have a big shout out to you. So far, you're having a good game at 3-2 on the Mozzie. Don't kill any more of the Toronto players, though. First engagement comes through. Again, it's Louds. He seems to be finding it. Natural Light gets hit by the cap can, and that's his demise.
Beautiful.
That's an easy opener when you got half the damage done for you on the Capcan trap, but that's why you drone. We'll see now if he's able to get a second as they're trying to break through. This is a nice little extension here with the shield. We'll see if Loud's able to pick up anybody else, but they seem to be very aware to his position.
Oh my goodness.
First,
Ties
Milky Way picks him up. Gears picks up armor, so they swing it right back. Toronto's got in favor. It looks like Gears now will be able to get this wall open. That is it soft? It is soft.
No way.
So I'm interested now to see if they're going to play the trick on this. And it looks like the smokes might be able to cover it off.
Oh my goodness.
Ragnar, he shot it. He shot it. RJ shot the exothermic charge. Ragnar picked up the kill onto JP with the nitro cell. And that is no exothermic charges left. That is no breach charges. And that is no buck. So this is a one-way entry now for the side of the Paradox. Great job by RJ there to take it out. Is Ragnar back on the stairs? He is. Ragnar is back on the steps.
Oh, they know.
They do know, and it looks like he's going to drop off and rotate back around. And Toronto now, will they be able to pick it up or have a Nomad there covering them up? They know the Aruni's close by, and they do have a flank cover. That is very difficult. Ragnar's going to win it out on DJ, even though he knew he was coming. Case down, 30 seconds to go. RJ in an engagement with the Nomad, and that's Ty's who has to run down the stairs and reload. First stun comes through, doesn't blind him. That's Jaeger getting picked up by Gears and Supply. That's Ty's getting RJ. Now Ragnar's got to go against the world. Case is still down, but it doesn't matter. Ty's gets killed by Ragnar. It's 2-2. Wow.
Massive win here from Ty's, and I want to apologize earlier. I mispronounced his name. I thought he was finding on the other team. Sorry, I'm getting used to these new e-subs and players, so you'll have to forgive me on that one. But I mean, Ty's, he's just an incredible guy, just an incredible player on this Nomad. I mean, he's gone Nomad all 4 rounds, and he's put in work every single round. On the Boston side, their defense wasn't even that bad, except for not reinforcing that main wall. I don't see any reason not to, if I'm going to be completely honest. I don't know why they didn't. Maybe it's just a champion strat and I'm not aware of it. But they had easy entry into site. I mean, there's no denial whatsoever for the hard breach. And I will say that play by the Rooney into, I believe that was, what's that room? I'm forgetting. Fountain, that's the room. That was a good play by her, but she couldn't end up thwarting the attackers from her position because it was unfortunate because they had more bodies than she could deal with. And it's just, I think Boston's just kind of struggling defensively, and it's going to come back to bite them if they don't win this round right here.
Yeah,
10 seconds left.
I think so too.
5 seconds to go.
I definitely feel that that was a good round for Toronto. I mean, they swung it back
Defuse the bomb.
pretty quickly. But again, they look like they're going to do the same setup here in CCTV. And actually, they're going to devote a little bit more, it looks like. As they did. They shot out the bottom here. So I'm very interested to see what's going on with this setup.
Interesting.
It's double ADS.
Loud again in security room, just hanging out.
Yeah.
He's just hanging. Just let him cook.
I mean, he's got protection. I mean, they do have a lot. They do have a lot more utility.
Oh, see the drones. That's what I was harping on. I mean, their drone work is just phenomenal, and you're seeing it there.
I don't know if that got one of the ADSs, but it was pretty close. No, it didn't. So both of those don't connect. They do no damage, but it doesn't matter. Gears picks them up, and here we go. Toronto's gonna push the pace now. Toronto's gonna get this open, and it doesn't look. There's only one guy nearby, and RJ takes out JP. Who's this man? Oh, Ragnar's back on the steps, because of course he is.
Oh my goodness.
Armor's the man watching the breach. Ragnar here is gonna swing. It looks like he's got a lucky kill, and a natural light comes through, and that's where the P10 Roni just does. Yeah, the P10 Roni runs out of damage there. Runs out of damage. That's not the right word. Runs out of ammo as Armor gets gears, but DJ picks up Jaeger, but Case goes down in the process. DJ now has full control of security room, and he's able to get Case back up with no issue. He just escapes Armor's crossfire there. And we are now in a stalemate. 1 minute to go. 3v2. RJ sits in the office right beside the little cubby beside the hatch. They're going to drone him out, though, and it looks like they're not going to move up. Is that drone going to see him? Oh. It is going to see him, but it's going to run into DJ. He's going to escape with no damage. I have no idea how. Did the Matrix move there? Armor now, they stay condensed on the one side. Crossfire come through from natural light. I think that was after opening the wall. Armor now, it is a 3v1 against the world. Armor, there you go, but natural light runs in with the pocket shotty skeleton key. And that is another round for the Toronto Paradox.
It's just gunfight after gunfight. The Toronto Paradox are just, every single player recognizes the gunfight that's happening, recognizes the defensive player's position, and operates accordingly. I mean, you saw it there. Two people just hanging out in CCTV. I believe it was the Mozzie of Ragnar, and I believe the Blame Jaeger of Jaeger, hanging out in CC. And you have one person fighting them on the door, one person on the footholds outside of the wall, and you have one person bucking open the wall right next to them. It's just three people converge on them, and it does work. It helps, because if you pick off these roamers, it's so much easier getting into sight. You saw it. Like, all you have to do is just spot one of the people in Fountain, and you immediately have control. And Natural Light going out into the balcony and rotating around and bucking Armor, excellent play. And it's just, it's culmination of drones and positioning that is really winning Toronto these attacking rounds.
Yeah, I will say that it seems that they just condensed all onto the position there of Louds, Armor, and Ragnar. And when you put four guys on like one at a time, I'm sorry, just the natural law of physics, somebody's gonna lose the fight eventually, right? Somebody's gonna win out in the 4v1. So I think they've done that very well up until this point, where they've condensed onto one guy. I mean, you're looking at this site again. It looks like Loud on the Frost is going to be out on the roam. RJ. Oh, where's RJ? RJ's down in server, so he's not roaming just yet. Ragnar's...
He's hanging out.
Yeah, he's hanging out. And then Armor again on the cap cam. We'll see if he's able to get any more hits. Opening kill is, yes, it's going to go to Louds. He takes a boatload of damage, but it doesn't matter. A kill is a kill. And that is a big kill, actually, on the side of the buck. who dies and stop destruction on this side. I think that drone missed them. That drone comes back though and sees them. So a good drone, a re-drone there. But it looks like Loud's got help. RJ's up here. Jaeger's up here. And I think Ragnar was up there and just dropped down. So he's got all kinds of help. And it looks like a heavy up top control for the side of the Boston Oathsworn. They're trying to slow it down. Jaeger gets one. And that's DJ on the IQ. So DJ, the man who was going very good last week, is definitely not done.
Oh,
Wow.
what is that? Oh, see again, just pitching him. Oh my goodness.
Okay, but I'm sorry. Wow. I
That's
don't know.
ridiculous.
I don't know if he knew he was there. If there's a yellow ping coming through from anybody, or that's just a straight call out. If that's a random fire, congratulations, Jaeger. That was a great kill.
That was incredible. I've never seen anything really like that. I mean, he just flicked onto his head instantly. Unlucky.
Very
Unlucky.
unlucky.
You like to say. Unfort for real. As he's still, Gears is hanging out above hatch. Oh, and again a kill.
Yeah, Ties is gonna pick him up. A minute 12 to go. At least they got case. Gears has got the case, but this first fight is gonna come through. There it is. I was gonna say. Now it's Gears. 6-3. He's had a great game in his debut, but he's got to kind of fight. Yeah, I was gonna say he's got to fight 2-3 guys up here. Unlucky there, just to miss the shoulder of frost. Now RJ is gonna run through. RJ gets taken down by Gears. Now he's gonna drop sight. So he's
No way.
And it's Armor waiting on the rotate. We go 3-3 at the split, and there are your stats. As it's just
OG.
JP and RJ, the slow men getting going. But I think you get DJ going, and it's a whole different story.
Armor leading the whole entire lobby in picks. If I'm reading that correctly, that is 8, right? He is 8.
That is 6. That is 6.
That is 6. Okay, sorry. I
Gears
just wanted to
leads
make
in
sure I was
7.
reading it right. Gears. Yeah, Gears is having an incredible game. I'll harp on Armor in a second, but Gears has been going Thermite most of the game, and you don't think of Thermite as much of a fragger, but with that 2.0 scope, it is just incredible what he is doing. He's mostly just been breaching the wall, the armory wall, and waiting at the feed holes for them to kind of try to run away from the other attackers pressing onto the defenders. I mean, it's just a big waiting game for him, and switching to that Habana last round and getting all those kills is really just showing how much fragging potential he has and how much fragging potential this Toronto team has. And as for Armor, on the other side, Boston needs to give him a little bit of help. He's doing a lot here, I feel like, in the fragging department, and his positioning is excellent. I played with him in ranked a couple of times, and he really likes to stick with pretty much the same operators the entire time and play his type of game. And Nobad is not usually one of his operators, but I'm excited to see what he has in store. I think Ragnar and the Thermite is going to be an incredible play because he usually goes Thermite, and you know, it's an operator lineup for the ages. And I just want to point out that RJ's only kill was that incredible flick onto the head. And I mean, if I'm RJ, I don't think I want to get another kill after that. That was incredible.
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think his team wants him to get another kill.
Oh yeah,
But
for sure.
it looks like Toronto's going to pull one out of the Boston Oathsworn bank here. And we're going to see this same kind of setup in security.
I'm sorry to interrupt there, man. Is this like a champion ranked strat? I've never seen this.
Okay, I've never seen this either. I mean, we don't see
Okay.
much border, but if anybody in the chat, like, I mean, I don't interact with chat too much, but I mean, I know Watson's probably in there and he has his whole spreadsheet on stuff, so he could probably tell us if this is a very common thing now after the recent patch. But like, I personally, I haven't seen this besides today.
Yeah, I have never seen this, and it's working for both teams as Natural Light gets the first kill. Massive. Good stuff.
Both Frost opening here in each defensive round. The only thing that Toronto does do differently than pretty much any other team, and Natural Light almost gets a second, is that they bring a lot of intel. A Rooney, Maestro. Oh, sorry, not a Rooney. Yeah, never mind. That is Frost off the board. But they bring
Do you mean the Azami?
Azami, a Rooney, and Maestro.
I cannot remember those names.
JP,
Oh my goodness.
there you go. Gets one. Ragnar, and there goes Jaeger. JP picking up 2 big ones. There go Ties. Ties picks up Armor, and now it's RJ against the world.
Massive. massive plays from Toronto. I mean, in a 1v4 situation, you have to think. He's either going for frags just straight up, or he's trying to win the round. I think he's going for frags here to try to get closer to saying, you have to kill this person. He does, but oh my goodness, he's on such low health.
He gets the little clipping there on the...
Oh, the grenade from below.
I don't think that's going to hit anybody. Nope,
No.
it's not.
Now they know where he is. Oh no, they're going to see his feet.
And there it is, 4-3.
Massive. Again, from Toronto, they've just been playing as a team. They look really cohesive, and you can't really blame Boston for not looking as cohesive as Toronto, as they do have a couple of E-subs in there. But I think they're communicating well, they're executing well, and that's honestly a good sign for this Toronto team who was struggling earlier on this season. You mentioned earlier about not recognizing Azami's name. I messed that up multiple times today.
Yeah,
they need to stop. They need to stop. Everybody needs to stop having names that start with the letter A. Yeah, I'm talking to you, Ozzy. And operators that start with the letter A. There's too many of them. There's too many.
And the thing is, too, it's not even like Ash. It's very distinct, right? But like Azami, oh my God, Azami or Rooney, it's both from Asian descent. So they're very similar.
It's crazy.
It's very similar. But yeah, like you were saying about Toronto, they started the season rough. I mean, obviously, I could speak on that behalf. I'm the owner of the org, so I could say that.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
Oh my. Oh my. An Osa. Fun. I love Osa. Osa is very cool.
Osa is a very good operator.
I honestly, I mean, I know Stormwatch likes to run Osa a whole lot, especially Big Sarge. Shout out Big Sarge.
Big Sarge, if he keeps running Osa, might have the most hours in Hyperspace history on one operator, I just gotta say.
Well, he actually, fun fact, he doesn't really run Osa in like ranked games. He only does it in like comp. It's incredible.
Really?
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, he likes to run a plethora of ops, and you really see that from some of these other players where they don't really run one operator usually. Now, all these like Yana mains out here, like these Ash mains, they're gonna run their guns, but I like to switch it up a little bit personally, and we're gonna see a little bit of that here. As I mean, besides like, besides Gears on like the Thermite and Ragnar on the Mozzie, I mean, both these teams have been kind of switching it up a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. I gotta say though that the Dokkaebi, the Lion, if you're on Boston, I guess you want to, call out the roamers, and I mean they do got a lot. They got the Ella. They have, I guess you can say, to an extent. I think it was Castle to an extent is a roamer, but looks like he's upstairs doing some destruction with the pocket shotgun. But I guess we're looking at, here comes the first scan, and it's the 417 of Lion pushing through. He's got to worry about one guy who's just chilling here in customs to his left. I think that's the Warden. It is the Warden. The first call comes through. Now, do you know exactly where this is? Because I will say audio in this game isn't the greatest, and it doesn't look it's just a win. But Ragnar gets it right back onto natural light, and the scan comes through. That's one scan and one call left. Timing might go the way of the ties. It does. He gets RJ on the drop. Now it's Warden versus the Lion. They trade. Ties gets the down. JP gets Finding Loud, and it's Ragnar against 4 if Ties gets picked up. But he is in sight, but he doesn't have case.
Let's see if Ragnar can do this. I believe. I have faith. Again, in a 1v4 situation, one of these Boston players is going to have to do it. I wonder if it's going to be every round. Top guy, top metal. Oh no, that's his spot. And he gets killed from it.
He kills him. It doesn't matter. It is game. It is set match.
Match, set, point. Round 9 underway. Good stuff. I knew this was going to be a good game. We have a lot of good games today, actually.
Yeah.
And, this is not an exception. As Toronto, all they need to do is they need to win 2 more rounds. And these last 2 rounds, if I'm doing the math correctly, they have to go a site, the last 2 sites they haven't picked, and then after that, if they win that, all they have to do is either win Armory or one of their favorite sites down below. So I think winning this one is massive because even if the other team has an incredible attack, say when it's like 6-3 and beats you on 6-4, you still have another great defense. This round is crucial for Toronto to win, and even more crucial for Boston to take this one out there, man.
Yeah, I definitely think that a 6-3 is much different than a 5-4. So I think I think it's very, very possible here that I mean, this is not a site we saw Boston go. Boston did not go customs, so we'll see if Toronto's got a strat up their sleeve here to kind of spin the dice, roll the dice, play a little roulette, and see if they're able to win it out. What do you think, Mr. Gal? I mean, they didn't play the site. It looks like they're going to do an up top hold as well. Boston didn't play this site, but all the others, they are going to choose to do it. What are we thinking?
I mean, I'm glad you came to me for this because I have no idea. I have no clue if they're gonna win this one or not. I will say they did play this room very well the last round.
Yeah, they weren't even defending it.
Well, yeah, I know, but they had at least 2 people in this room at a time, and this security room is one of these wonkier sites. But again, it doesn't matter how well you play a room as long as you win these gunfights. And Finding Loud, he's gonna kill somebody early on.
And it looks like it looked like it was through the yeah, it was just a pre-fire through the barricade, and it picked up natural light running by. So a very unfortunate opening kill there, but we have seen that Toronto doesn't really matter.
Yeah, it hasn't really mattered for Toronto. I mean, they get their get back, and I think that's just such a good mentality for you to have as Finding Loud again on the block. He's been an incredible player for his team and throughout this series. And can we just talk about Ty's having 11 kills right now? Absolutely crazy. But on the Boston side, they have to get this.
Yeah.
They have to get this on attack. They're such a good attacking team. I'm just not really seeing it for them right now, Dermot.
I mean, it's very early. I mean, it's only 2 rounds into this side of the split, but I have to say that hey, it's 1:30 to go. You got all 5 guys up, but it didn't like if you look at their position on the site, as of course DJ gets into an engagement up top and he's gonna die, so they completely push him out. And now it's just 3 on the site. But if you really look at their map position, there and then there's Finding Loud. What a
that's ancient.
Gears from the top rope.
That was a WWE move.
That was a WWE move, to say the least. And now it's time.
They have full control.
Full control.
Ooh, can't really find him. And he's just in this 1v5 situation, but it is their top fragger, though. He kills Armor. Can he get a second? He does! It is a 1v3. Can he do it? He knows there's one behind the beam chassis. It is castled off. He's going to use that nitro to get rid of the castle. One behind the A chassis as well. He's going to rotate out. 1 above, 2 below. Can Tyz do it? He finds one, but not in time, as Finding Loud gets him instead. An incredible round from Boston. Massive. That was massive win.
Yeah, almost a car crash there for Boston if Ty's able to get one more there without dying. So we go 5-4. Yeah, Ragnar's bringing up the Ying, taking one after D. Wilson here. But yeah, 5-4. 13 kills for Tyz, 10 for Finding Loud. They're pretty much going blow for blow. But I gotta say that this is a big round for both teams.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is a massive round. This is a swing round because if, let's say, Toronto wins this, they're at match point. But if Boston wins this, they're tied. It is one of these rounds where you have to win it, and I think Toronto has the advantage here because they get their pick of the site, and they're going to choose Armory here. Thermit, I am so excited they chose Armory.
Yeah, I mean, hey, listen, I don't want to say, like, it was an obvious pick, but I gotta say, this is, and I'm probably gonna get hated on this, but Armory's the best site on this map.
The best, yeah, of course. Who do you think was gonna disagree with you?
Probably Watson has some stats saying it's not.
Oh, It is the best site because you can get a noob player in here, a brand new player, and you can
Yeah.
sit them on this site and you can tell them where to sit and it'll work out just fine. It's
will
one of those
s-
sites.
yeah.
It works perfectly.
Yeah, I will say though, I think they're gonna do it there. The exact same strat coming back out from Toronto, and they brought the exact same lineup. So I guess if it's not broke, don't fix it, because it looks like they're gonna run it right back. This frost mat's very interesting, I have to say. Where this is that the mute? That is the mute. No, that's not. That's Wamai. That looks like mute. That looks like mute, but it's not. It's Wamai.
Yeah, he's just essentially not as cool as Mute, is what you're trying to say.
Sure, we'll say with that. First set of concussions and impact grenades from the Jaeger Zofia cannon has been burned. I have not seen a ton of Zofia played recently after the most recent nerfs and buffs to her, but Jaeger's gonna bring her, I guess, to get rid of those pesky Maestro cams and those Azami and Aruni gates and Kiba barriers. Almost takes the TIE operator for a ride there with her P10 Roni in hand. We'll see if she's able to do anything with, like Ragnar did with that gun. It seems that is Ragnar's choice. Speaking of Ragnar, he's droning up metal stairs and he's able to spot the frost. That's
his spot.
His spot.
He's gotta get killed.
Ragnar now is also gonna hot ping. There's the concussion intel. Here, his first set of damage. There goes the Aruni. Natural Light picks one up. I don't think he knows that there's someone behind him. He doesn't. There's one. Almost gets two, but they have condensed now onto DJP's position. But he's got these two Kiba barriers nicely tipped in. I wonder, though, if something comes through. I was going to say, the Kiba barrier comes through to block him off. There comes the fireball. It just misses. RJ's barely going to escape. He's not good. That's armor gets down. RJ's very low on health. And it's now Ragnar. He dies. Natural Light picks up the confirm. RJ now on literally a monicum of health. There's the confirm. 4v1.
Again.
Spit on RJ and he is dead. But here we go. I mean, hey, it's been done. It has been done. I've seen it done before, but it is very difficult to do so. 40 seconds to go. If I'm the Boston Oathsworn, I'm calling an in-game timeout here. Reset. You're going into a make or break round. Gal, what do you think here? I mean, we can start talking about round number 11 while RJ tries to not die, and it looks like he is going to die. So we go into round 11.
Round 11. If I'm gonna go off of patterns here, I'm gonna say Toronto's just gonna take this one 7-4, because that just kind of looks like a score of this game. I thought initially that Boston was gonna take it 7-4, but Toronto's just looked excellent, and I think that 7-4 would kind of just tell the story of how this round has gone. I think they are gonna win this one, just based on the operator lineups that they've been going. I mean, they've just been clamping down on this Boston team, and there's not really anything they can do about it. I think Boston, if they're going to change anything, it's going to have to be how they attack site. I think they're just attacking one by one. It's leaving them vulnerable, and it's leaving them susceptible to defenders just clamping down on them. And that's just a common theme. I hate talking about it, but it just keeps on happening. And it's just kind of it's something that could be is an easy fix, is just sending more drones in. And I think that would have stopped at least, I believe it was Finding Lads it was playing Jaeger from walking in and getting killed by the Azami, who was just hiding behind the desk. It's just a simple fix. Just if they get more drones in, they'll be completely fine. That's the moral of the story. Thank you very much.
Yeah, intel leads to kills, and I think that's pretty self-explanatory, because we've seen that. I mean, I'm not trying to, make Toronto look like this, sick team, but Toronto's very intel heavy. You can see it right now in their lineup. Mute, Pulse, Castle. All as much as one way or another gives the team intel.
5 seconds to insert.
Then you go to that position and you hold the angle. That's it, right?
Attackers
So,
locate and defuse
I
the
mean,
bomb.
you can even go on a limb and say Jaeger is intel when they throw it in, but we won't go there. So we'll stick with those three.
Going out on a limb is our specialty, Thurman. Don't even worry about it.
Well, I'm not gonna go across that bridge. I'm gonna have to stay. I'm not crossing that bridge.
I will say, much more drones coming in than last round, and I think they heard me. I don't think they can hear me through stream. I think they heard me in their hearts, and I'm so glad that they did. They're sending more drones in. It's gonna, if they play this correctly, it could get them the round win. We'll see how it goes.
Deploying heartbeat sensor.
Wow, this if timing goes the way of the favor here. Oh
Yeah,
my.
metal stairs. It's just metal stairs wars.
Yeah, this is just there's Louds gets the first onto DJ. So DJ's just been put in the mud today. He has not been able to replicate his performance last week on Cafe. But again, Toronto has shown that the opener doesn't mean much because they're able to recondense onto the Boston side and pick up a kill. Speak of the devil, right there. Ties gets armor, takes damage from the nade, gets collected by Jaeger. So they spin it right back. But it doesn't matter. RJ gets the kill. Natural Light gets another one, and now it's 3v2. Yeah, Ragnar and Loud, they go huge and pick up two. Loud, he gets lit up by JP, who's upstairs. So he's got to go down. It looks like RJ gets picked up. That's a big kill. However, he's low on health. He's going to use it looks like the nitro to mask his drop.
That's so smart.
Ragnar's got case. That's probably the best idea to put it in his, not the best idea to put it in his hand. Runs through. Ragnar holds the cross. We're going around 12.
You know, Boston is just taking the same concept that Toronto is doing, where Toronto just looks like a bunch of cells, and they clump together and they form a single cell, and that single cell is a dead Boston body. And I think honestly that is just what Boston did. They just you saw that poor Warden got flicked on by two Boston players. And it's just gonna be the same way as these rounds continue. I did like the pressure with the droning, especially. I thought the defense played very well, but I think the droning is what really brought them in. And you know, I had to give credit to that mute play at the end of the game by JP. It was a smart play, but again, Ragnar just holding his angles and getting the job done. It's honestly just about patience in this game. It seems like, Dermot.
Yeah. Again, I don't know if this goes to overtime. I think it's anybody's game, but they're going right back to the site. They're bringing the exact same operator loadout, so they must be very confident in this site. Okay, Siri, thanks. Siri made a feature, everybody. Yeah, I gotta say, going back-to-back sites, both teams have done this, and I think if memory serves me correct, that the team that's gone back-to-back has always won the second round. I think, for this game at least.
I think so.
So
Yeah.
we'll see what they're able to do.
5 seconds to insertion.
RJ in the server is complaining about his poor effort. RJ, you're having a good game, man. You had that beautiful kill. I gotta say, that was something else. But,
I mean, he's trying his best. He's trying his best. You can't really blame him.
It looks like, though, Toronto, they look like they're going to go 3 men. Okay, well, they were. Mute runs downstairs, and they're going to go 2 men upstairs. Castle and the Warden, and the Pulse is going to remain below. Gears, there's the Pulse I was just talking about. Hops in, they don't pick him out, and he goes right back on that cardiac scanner. He gets another one. Natural Light picks up one more. The scan comes through, doesn't pick anybody up. Ties Milky Way, looks like he's going to be the first one to face this lion on the catwalk. Ties. I don't know if Jaeger sees the gun from that distance, and it looks like that little mezzanine type column on the door. Ragnar gets one back onto Gears, takes a little bit of damage in the process, but this engagement up top I think is a big one. You've got to go through. Now does he have
Three people above. 3.
Now you see him. The first set of shots come through, nothing hits. Swing comes through from the Warden. He runs away, knows his place, and just says, I'm going to stay up and play numbers. Second scan comes through. This castle barricade's gonna halt the process of Jaeger as he's gonna start droning on through via his gun. Up top, this is DJ. Ties is completely dropped off. Jaeger gets picked up from JP, who's tucked in the corner on Fountain. Now it's up to Armor and Ragnar, who are both outside. I think Ragnar just saw the head of DJ run by, so that intel's gonna relayed through. A minute 20 to go, case in hand, but you gotta clear upstairs. Now this is Armor's job. He's defused. He's gonna run in. I think he knows that one might be in here, and here comes the first fuse charge onto the hard wall. DJ's on his cam. Oh no, he just gets off and he's gonna escape.
Oh.
Armor though is gonna use the swing here. DJ, this is gonna get the timing. He's not. He's gonna do a little bit of damage on him, but the refrag is not there just yet. It looks like JP's gonna book it back to side with the cover of the castle. Natural Light takes some damage from the overhead, and it's just enough to do a half damage to him. Ping comes through, then he's up there. Armor, here comes the second one. Here comes DJ, and JP gets the kill. That is a massive kill for Toronto, and Ties picks up Ragnar. Toronto, they have strung together another game win, and the Paradox have somehow turned the season around, and they are now in the fight for top 3.
Wow. That is, what a story from Toronto. And, you know, it's not one player. It's not one player every week. It's not one player every round.